Today I would like to share with you some insights about the Fool and the Juggler, two figures from the original French Tarot de Marseille. Well, they had their predecessors already in Italian cards, hand-painted, with golden background. This was around 1450. 100 years later, the French deck appeared. Each of the four figures is carrying a wand, the ancient symbol of fire, of energy. In the old hand-painted card of the Fool, the wand is strikingly large. It's a genuine club. Let's compare it to the walking stick of the Fool in the later Tarot de Marseille card. Here the stick is red, symbol of fire again. And now look at the hand that's holding it. Can you see that the hand is much smaller than the other hand that's carrying the bag? The French tarot masters knew perfectly well how to draw a hand. And with this barely perceptible visual stunt, the French tarot masters picked up the central claim of an extremely strong energy being carried by a fool. Allow me a word about the significance of the wands in the tarot. As an alchemist sign, they represent the overwhelming power of fire. Tarot played as a card game where people are making points and winning or losing money, because the wands will take all other cards. So what can these oversized wands and sticks and staves and batons tell us? The wand often shows in the fists of rather wild fellows. Wild and dominant. A strong combination for our Fool. Carrying an enormous energy, whatever that might be. And now, the feathers in his hair tell us about the nature of this energy. Feathers were the common Renaissance image to symbolize springtime, the ever-new, ever-fresh and reckless energy that terminates the immobility of winter. So, the Fool is our symbol for life, energy in its purest form. There are no other elements present on this card. No symbol for air, for water, or earth. With the air element missing, no intelligence is present here. Therefore, no ideas, no plan, no order. The Fool carries an unorganized, yet endlessly returning energy. It is the root of life. The near nakedness of our Fool represents the absolute simplicity of being. Not naked at all is the Fool's companion, the street enchanter, the bateleur. On both cards, the Fool holds his eye-catching baton as a symbol of life-giving fire. Yet his shabby rags suggest a total lack of ambition. The Fool seems content to just exist, just to be. His colleague, however, the bateleur, presents himself in a different way. Not only is he much better dressed than his wild partner, he looks determined, His gaze is directed forward, ready for action. At the time the tarot was originally created, bateleur was the French term for street entertainer. Professional jokers and jesters were present with their foldable tables in all public places. This original painting shows us a typical act of the fairground entertainer. He has a pearl disappear, and the captivated audience guesses under which cup it is hidden. In the background, other things disappear. Note that the thief wears the costume of a priest or a minister. So much about the turbulent atmosphere in which our bateleur found his way onto the very first tarot cards. The street performer aims to win a game that he himself has staged. So, what does all that mean? We're looking at the fool and his companion, the gambler. It becomes apparent that they represent some quite contrasting lifestyles. Natural style versus artful style. So are we playing the fool or the gambler every day? Just like the fool, the gambler holds a wooden stick in his hand as a symbol of fire and power. A quick glance at the table shows that the other three elements are also represented by cup, knife, and coin. On the Marseille card, the wand is even raised above the other elements on the table, suggesting the dominance of its bearer. The aimless energy of the fire element, as we saw it in the fool's hands, is now being prepared for action. A clear indication of the enchanter's role in the world is the way he is seated. He sits on a throne like a king. But that is not all that the mysterious figure on this ancient playing cards can tell us. Do you see where his feet are resting? 500 years ago, people paid attention to details like this. It was the artist's opportunity to convey discreet suggestions and clues. In our case, the Renaissance card makers clearly distinguished between indoor and outdoor scenes. Servants and horsemen were always shown outdoors, kings always inside their palace. And now, check out this unusual feature that the French courtiers have smuggled onto their card. This king is not in his palace, but sitting in an open field. It is the king of coins, the highest representative of the earth element. Bound to the material realm, he rests on his portable throne, while his feet are in touch with the outside world. Throne and wand together are portraying our gambler, entertainer, and trickster in a supreme position of uncontested power. It seems like the gambler's table serves as a bridge between a guarded personality inside and the open three-dimensional world outside. Look at this sketch by quantum physicist Ernst Mach. He called it the interior perspective. Might that be the gambler in me, influencing an outside world in which only my body is present? The magic square of the four elements, hidden on the highest trump card, serves as a roadmap, our official tour guide to further explore the visible and invisible spaces that we occupy in everyday life.